everyone, and welcome to the 8th episode of Tehani. I'm Tehani Chandrasena, and today we have with us Seranya Mediwake Karunaratna. She is a successful entrepreneur and her business is called Just Whisk. Whilst doing that business, she is also studying at the Winston Hotel School. Hi Seranya.
Hi Tehani.
So to begin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 19 years old. I, as you mentioned, currently study at Winston Hotel School, and I'm following the TAFE pastry course for now, which is an Australian certified course.
Awesome. So what was it like starting up your business during the pandemic?
A little challenging, to be honest. It was a big risk to take because things were a little uncertain. It was hard to buy the ingredients because of lockdown. And I wasn't very sure if people would place their orders because, I mean, we are a little hesitant as well to place orders. So
Correct.
It was challenging.
Challenging, And what do you think would be what do you consider your biggest hurdle in that? Was it the fact that the uncertainty or?
Yeah, that too. Also, I think it was a little risky because people wouldn't order. So
and also, I think at the time there were so many home bakers starting up.
So it was more of like a competition between people.
So that was a bit challenging.
Yes.
And how do you right now? It's become so successful in such a short amount of time. Being 19 years old, how do you feel about having that kind of thing? And is it a lot of pressure?
It was actually unexpected. I started it off as basically pastime.
Right, as a hobby.
Yeah, as a hobby basically. But I wasn't expecting it to go this far, and I'm glad it did.
That's amazing especially because that's what you're following. I mean, academic-wise, going to hotel school.
It's the path that I'm going through. So
yeah, awesome. Okay. So, what made you specialize in tarts? I mean, there are so many baked good delicacies, and why tarts?
Well, tarts have always been one of my favorite desserts, and I tried it during lockdown because I wanted to try it out myself.
Yeah.
And I realized that not a lot of home bakers actually do tarts.
Correct.
Very, very less people do. So I thought it might be a good market to start with.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you just started, you tried it out because you liked it essentially in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then you just went on to do it.
I've always wanted to have my own little dessert bar or something like that.
Right.
So I just started it as a hobby, but I planning on going that way.
Okay, awesome. So what is it difficult to balance hotel school at the same time while you're doing your business, or do they kind of complement each other?
It's a little hard because I have lectures and stuff till late some days. So when I get home, I also have to get to
your
work
orders.
with my orders.
Yeah.
But it also helps in a way because I have a basic knowledge of how things work in the kitchen, like hygiene and all sorts of those little things. So it's helpful. Yeah.
They kind of complement each other. Awesome. So at Winston Hotel School, what are the courses that you do and how is that experience?
So we have the TAFE certificate, which is a South Australian affiliated certificate. So currently I'm doing the pastry course, and I'm hoping to start with the commercial cookery as soon as I'm done.
Okay.
So I've since I'm only doing desserts, I'm hoping to start on my savories as well.
Okay,
but I don't want to start right now until I get a little experience on it, because it's not as easy as doing desserts.
Right. Okay. And what are the dreams that you have for Just Whisk, and what steps are you taking to make that a reality?
Well, my dream, as I mentioned before, is to open up my own little dessert store. And I'm hoping to open, maybe in a few years' time, open another dessert bar in another country like Australia.
Awesome. So that's your end goal.
Yes.
To another country and to take Just Whisk worldwide. Awesome. Yeah. And going back to your current business, what you're doing right now, how do you think what was the growth process? Like, how did it expand from your first few weeks of starting it to where you are now in terms of menus and how many orders you've had and the rush or whatever? Like, what was that process like for you?
Well, when I started off, I maybe had 2 orders per week.
Okay.
And then it gradually increased. Now I have at least maybe 5 to 6 orders a day.
Amazing.
It's tiring, I won't lie,
Yeah.
but when you see the end product, it makes me feel better, even if I've had long nights. So yeah. For now, I only have desserts.
Yes.
And maybe in a few months' time, I'm hoping to introduce a savory menu.
Okay.
So it would be desserts as well as savories. So let's see where that goes.
Are you going to continue to have like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what I saw from looking at your page was the fact that tarts seem to be the most popular thing, and that is what you started with. So are you going to continue to mostly specialize in that, or are you going to have like a broad variety of desserts and then further move it on to savories later on?
Yeah, I do want to expand my tartlet menu as well, because it's what I've specialized in.
Yes.
But I also want to make cakes and like customized cakes and stuff like that. And yes, also the savory menu. I would want to have like pastries and
small items.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. Okay. So I just want to ask you now, what advice do you have to young people who are starting entrepreneurial businesses, especially in the home baking industry, at a time like this? That's at an uncertain time, because that's the time that you started, and so you know what you went through and how it's going now. So what advice do you have?
I just have to say, don't let anyone discourage you or anything dishearten you, because it's worth it at the end of the day. And also to start small. Start small and just go slow and steady, and you'll get to where you want eventually.
Yeah, and also the best thing about that is, no matter how uncertain times are, it gradually gets better, right?
It does get better. Even if you start, of course, you can't start it at a grand scale at first. So just start small and then you'll get there eventually.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
No
Seranya.
worries. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you next week, where we'll be talking to more inspiring young individuals. Have a great week, guys.